Good morning, good morning, good morning. Wow, my hair has so much volume. I'm so glad someone gets to see it besides me in the mirror. Yay! How are you? It is thriving, thrilling Thursday. Grab your beverage. Yes, today my cup is stay positive. Stay positive. It's a message I needed for myself. So I'm just sharing it with you. Because it's all about me today. It's totally and completely all about me. So I have about 20 minutes and I wanted to come on and check in and see how you're doing. I am already, the car is packed and I am going to do a talk today about breaking free from the zombie mindset, shifting your mindset for success. Change your thinking, change your life. And I'm super excited to give it to the Team Win group at 10 o'clock at the Meredith House. If you're in the area, come by. It's totally free. And the group is amazing. They're so warm and loving and welcoming. And definitely should stop by. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a ton of fun. But you know what the one question I get asked a lot being a public speaker is, do you get nervous? I will say, yeah, I still, years later, I still get nervous. What am I nervous about? Nervous that I'm going to forget something. Nervous that I'm not going to make the impact that I want to make. Nervous that people will already know all the things I'm sharing and not want to hear what I have to say. Nervous that, that it just doesn't go well, that nobody laughs at the parts where I think they're going to laugh. I had one of those where I walked in, and I'm not going to ruin it because there's a special entrance that I do during this particular talk, and nobody laughed. I was like, oh no, everybody always laughs at that. Nobody laughed. I was like, oh no. And I went through the whole thing and they were emotionless, totally and completely emotionless. And I was like, well, that sucked. And I was like, ugh, I had an icky feeling, awful feeling. Nobody liked it. They flew me all the way out there and nobody liked it. And afterwards, people came up and talked to me. And in fact, they did like it. They just weren't interactive. They did not, they were very guarded with their emotions and their responses, and even just smiling, looking out at an audience. Okay, so if you're in an audience and people and the person on, in front of you can see you, the hardest thing is when they're wanting to really, be enlightening, help, share something that's going to help, brighten your day or lift you up or up level your life or whatever it is. And all they see is this. There's I would rather see this or than just this. It's so hard. It's so hard to continue when you're feeling like, is this landing? Are you hearing me? I know it's not going to be like that at this group because this group is amazing. They are just so kind and caring and loving and accepting. But yeah, I do worry. I worry. There was a time that my biggest fear, coming clean, my biggest fear as a public speaker is to forget what I'm saying in the middle of saying it. Not like forget a part or forget a story that no one's going to know whether I remember it or not, but literally being in the middle of a sentence. Have you ever done that where you're in the middle of the sentence or you're looking for a particular word and you as hard as you try, you can't find the damn word, right? It happened. One of my biggest audiences. I literally forgot the next thing I was going to say. And I couldn't retrieve it. No matter how hard I tried, I looked at my slide before, I looked at the next slide, nothing was triggering. And I recovered. It seemed, a few seconds seemed like a few hours. And I had it recorded and I went back and watched. It was not as bad as I felt it was in the moment. I now know how I will react when and if that should ever happen again, right? But that fear was so stifling. And then to have that fear happen, oh, good golly, let me tell you. I walked off and I was like, rah, rah, and I forgot that the mic was on as I'm grumbling going up stage. Yeah. It's quite a learning lesson. So yes, I do get nervous. The next question that most people ask me as a public speaker is, what do you do to relieve the nerves? So there are a few things. The first thing that I do, so this works whether you're going to go into a presentation at work or you're getting ready to have a difficult conversation with somebody important, whether that's a coworker, a spouse, a child, a parent, a sibling. Doing this will help alleviate that nervous energy. So what do? I do box breaths. It's where you inhale for a count of 4, you hold your breath for a count of 4, you exhale for a count of 4, and you stay empty for a count of 4. And doing this before I go on stage, before I start a presentation, even before I have a difficult discussion with my husband or a conversation that I'm not really sure how it's going to go with my assistant, I always take a breath. So it goes like this. I'll do it with you. Ready? Exhale. Inhale. Hold your breath. Exhale. Stay empty. I do it a couple of times. And scientifically, what happens, first of all, you're getting more oxygen to your brain. But what happens is it calms the nervous system and it allows you to have that mental clarity and focus to do the conversation, have the presentation that you're nervous about. And it works so well that the U.S. Navy SEALs do this before they go on a mission because they're human and they need to clear their minds and have the mental clarity and focus to do the mission at hand. So I know that if it works for them, and I know if it works for me, it's certainly going to work for you. And so I do that. I also remember this, that a lot of the times when I get nervous, I'm nervous because of me. So stick with me a second. I'm nervous because I don't know what people will think of me. I don't know if I'm going to make a fool of myself. I don't know if I'm going to stumble and fall. I don't know if I'm going to forget what I'm saying. I don't know. All of it is about me. Now, when I shift that mindset and I shift that thinking and I make it all about the people in the room and that I just want to help one person. I just want to help one person break free from that zombie mindset and shift their mindset and shift their life to be a life that they love. I just want to help one. And when I get into helping one, I get out of the ego. I get out of it being all about me and it being all about that one person. And it really shifts. It shifts the energy. When I'm going into a difficult conversation and it's not about, can I get my point across, but how is the person receiving it? Is the person going through a difficult time? What is causing this person to behave this way? How can I help them? How can I make this better next time? That is a different energy than I want to make sure they know what I was thinking. I want to make sure that I was disappointed. I want to make sure it's a different energy. I want to make sure this never happens again. Well, that's impossible. Really? We can't make sure something never happens again. The chances of me forgetting what I'm going to say are real. The only difference is the stories that I'm telling myself as a result of maybe doing that. Not the end of the world. You know, after that talk, I had so many people come up to me and say so many wonderful things about how impactful that talk was. Nobody said anything about the fact that I forgot something. Nobody even cared. The only one that cared was me. And so getting out of my head and getting into my heart and what I really want to do, which is help people break free of that rat race zombie mindset, it's not about me. It's not about me. It really lessens my nerves when I do that. And the last thing that I do right before is I chuckle. I laugh. Because it releases that nervous energy. It lifts my mood and my spirits. It gets my mindset in the right frame that I want it to be in, not in the worry and lament and fearful, but in just laugh and have fun. It's going to be what it's going to be. If I mess up, I mess up. You know what? I'm human. And that's life. Move on. It doesn't mean that you're a mess up just because you messed up. Ooh, take that one in. Doesn't mean you're a mess up just because you messed up. So that's what I wanted to pop on and share with you today. I'm going to finish this coffee and get a couple more things and get in the car and head on over. I always like to get there early also. I don't ever want to feel like, oh, I'm late, because then that energy is not, it's very unsettling. So I get there super early and I get everything situated. I take my breaths, I laugh, I get into the mindset of helping one person. And that's what I'm going to do today. I hope that my tips and tricks are helping you. I hope that, maybe if you've got a difficult conversation or presentation coming up, that maybe consider taking a couple of breaths. And if it doesn't go exactly as you envisioned, just know that it went exactly as it was supposed to, for you and for everyone in the room. And with that, I wish you the most thrilling, thriving Thursday, my friend. And I will see you tomorrow. See ya.